It is said that 1 is the loneliest number, when in fact, it is the number 4. It knows what it did. Welcome to Vale. And that just cut, anyway. Life in our recovering metropolis has been improving steadily within the last year. This has not been due to any changes in infrastructure or societal happiness. On the whole, the citizens of Vale are collectively over it. All of it. Ready to move past it and get on with our lives. How we do that is the mystery. Luckily, we don't have to think about that right now, as we are going to go live to a press conference from Winifred Keys, one of the remaining members of Beacon staff that is said to have direct contact with Headmaster Ozpin recently. Merlot is present at the conference, so let's throw it over to her.
Thank you, Bill. It's been about 6 to 8 months since we've heard from the headmaster from our beloved Hunter and Huntress Academy here in Vale. Many assumed the worst upon seeing the sheer obliteration of his office, and now with Miss Keys' claim of a return, perhaps the darkest part of the night has passed, and it's time for Vale to gaze upon a new dawn. Oh, she's approaching the podium. Let's have a listen.
Good day. I don't have a lot of time, so I'll make this brief. You don't have a lot of time either, if you think about it. Not you, Caitlin. I mean, like, the general you. Us. We. Not the royal we.
What
the
do you
regular
know about
we.
Professor Ozpin?
Professor. Yes. The reason we're all here. As you all know, we haven't heard from wonderful Professor Ozpin in some time. Being the head of Beacon, had and continues to have multiple stresses upon his daily routine. So he has asked me to come forward and speak on his behalf. For reasons of the security of Vale, he will be issuing any and all messages not in person, but through me, Winnie Keys, for the foreseeable future. That is all I have at this time, but please stay close to your communication devices, as I will be reaching out to various outlets directly, so that as many of our brave citizens as possible can hear the words of our great and powerful Ozpin moving forward. Thank you.
That was surprising, to say the least. Ozpin is apparently alive and well, but has been absent in our darkest days. Where has he been? What will the future hold? What future will he lead us to? I don't know what to think, Bill.
Where is Miss Keys headed now?
It looks like she's headed straight towards the site of where Beacon used to be. But as far as I can recall, it's still overrun with the creatures of Grimm. So I don't know what her and her staff plan to do. But I have a break coming up, so I'm not going to stick around and, find out.
Great job today, Merlot. On your way back to the studio, can you pick me up something from Frogo?
Sure thing. Company credit card?
Yes, and please don't forget the extra Forever Fall syrup on mine. Don't go too crazy on yours.
That's not going to happen.
What does that mean? Merlot? Let's let this stunning revelation from the new Beacon spokesperson, Winifred Keys, sink in. Time for this month's horoscopes. As we've all learned, determining your future by the movements of the stars has been proven to be a faulty system at best, as the stars are a lie created by big dust and wouldn't be able to move even if they did exist. Instead, your future can now be determined by the color of aura in conjunction with local weather patterns, because, as we all know, weather is a naturally occurring phenomenon and cannot be manipulated in any way. Listen closely for your aura color, and we'll tell you what life is sending your way. Seeing as green is in season right now, we'll start there. Green. Your future is hazy, partially due to the massive fog bank moving in over the east coast of Patch, but mostly because your homemade smoke bomb business isn't going as well as you think it is. Violet. Run. That's all it says. Just run. Better get going, I guess. The following horoscope is sponsored by the Old Man Who Is Everywhere Life Insurance Corporation. Have you looked at your life insurance policy recently? Is it up to date? Does it cover acts of nature? How about acts of grim or, quote, accidents caused by big dust? If it doesn't, it's time to switch to a policy that does. Black. They're on to you. No, not them. The other them. You know, that them. They're on to you. Red. The blood of your enemies is not, in fact, an acceptable substitute for strawberry-flavored milk. Whomever told you that was either a liar or a vampire. We're not sure which, but for now, stop that. It's unsanitary. Blue. You're gonna die next Tuesday. Don't worry too much about it. This is like your 5th death, right? You'll be back in a season or 2, good as new. That or a stranger wearing your face will show up and resume your life where you left off. Either way, nobody around you will be able to tell the difference. Pink. Congratulations, you're a winner. Your prize is the knowledge that life contains a multitude of minor disappointments. Gray. Today will be a nice day. Give someone a compliment just because you can. That's abnormally nice. Orange. An endless desert stretches before you, and every choice you make will affect you in ways you could never anticipate. You probably could have avoided this if you hadn't taken a vacation in Menagerie, you dunderhead. Yellow. Success is in your future. Perhaps you'll succeed in turning the future into the present without having to wait for it. Brown. Love is all around you. It might even find you as soon as tomorrow. You should probably hide before then. Love is a vengeful thing, and it remembers. Indigo. The newest face of the completely unbroken and entirely intact moon promises great success in your latest endeavor. Now is a good time to write that book you've been thinking about, or maybe buy one. Just a minute, we're getting a call. Merlot, can you screen that? She's probably not back from the press conference yet. Miss Keys did mention that she would be calling it random news organizations. Of course, she'd want to call the leading community radio station. Hello?
Well, if it isn't my favorite radio host, Roletta Bill Fume.
Petra Conejito, the chairperson of the Society of the Full Moon, the second person I wanted to talk to. We'll need to keep this line clear in case Winifred Keys calls with an update from Ozpin.
Thanks for having me on again, Bill.
Are you even listening to me?
I have done something with my hair. Thanks for noticing.
How did you get a hold of our horoscope report? I know it's difficult being an up-and-coming author and all of that.
I think you mean verbose and award-winning author.
Oh? What kind of awards have you received for your writing?
Participant.
I know the importance of advertising in your current professional state, but hijacking the scientifically accurate and emotionally necessary horoscopes presents an inconsistency in reliability for our station. If you want to advertise your new book, a simple call would suffice.
I completely understand, Bill, which is why I wanted to take this opportunity to promote my new book.
You mean The Sky is Full of Lies?
Nope. I mean my new book, An Aura of Success, How to Change Your Aura Color for a Better Life.
You hijacked our horoscopes to sell your new book about horoscopes.
Nope. I hijacked your horoscopes to have you offer me to call in whenever I wanted to promote something constituting a verbal contract. I have my lawyer on the line to confirm.
Yep. Verbal contract.
I love these little chats, Bill, and I'm excited to work together in the future. Thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.
I don't know how to respond. So let's get back to the news. A breaking story has just come across my desk. Upon reading through this, we ask that you please remain calm in this dark hour. It is with a heavy heart that I inform you that the old man who is everywhere is gone missing. The first report of his disappearance came this morning when customers submitted complaints from dusk till dawn that hadn't opened at its scheduled time. Soon reports began coming in that a simple walk did not open for lunch. Finally, when Merlot returned to the station without the delicious sugary treats from Frogo, I had no choice but to report the story with utmost urgency. Despite his seeming omnipresent nature and slightly unsettling monopoly in our fair city, the old man who is everywhere has been a proud staple in Vale. His apparent absence is nothing short of disconcerting. Until further notice, he seems to be the old man who is nowhere. Rest assured, dear listeners, our team of reporters will work tirelessly until we get to the bottom of this story.
Still on break.
In about 15 to 20 minutes. If you have any information regarding the old man's disappearance, do not hesitate to contact us here at the station or alert the proper authorities by whispering into your microwave. We will continue to keep you up to date on the story as it develops. Now, this would be the part of our broadcast where we provide the weather report, but it seems that today's weather has been rescheduled. We do not know when the weather will resume, but please keep looking straight up until it does. As soon as you do, just wander blindly into the studio to give us an update. Oh, it seems we have another person on the line. Petra, please do not start this new, forced business venture on an even worse foot than we're already on.
Is this the wrong number? I was told this was the Vale Community Radio Station.
Oh my goodness, Miss Keys, I'm so sorry. I was expecting someone else.
I can call back later and give this first message from Professor Ozpin to Lisa Lavender.
Don't you... That is to say, that won't be necessary. We have all of the time in the world. No need to call Lisa into this.
Thank you for your time. Due to the recent activity from your radio station, I decided to call here for Ozpin's first proclamation. The following is from the desk of the Headmaster of Beacon Academy, Ozpin. Greetings, citizens of Vale. I understand that there have been questions regarding where I have been during these past few months, and I wanted to start by addressing that. I wasn't hospitalized at a secret bunker. I didn't run away when presented with the appearance of an ancient grim dragon, and I most certainly did not totally, completely, and irrevocably disappear after going one-on-one with a powerful fire-wielding terror. After working tirelessly to figure out the source of the cyber attack that led the Grim to destroy the Amity Coliseum and Beacon, we have finally come up with an answer. We did it. That was us. Our bad. You know how much I like chess, right? Like so much so that I've incorporated it into various lessons for our students at Beacon. Yeah. So I got so good that I couldn't face any other humans at it. I had to make a computer program to do that. I called it Queen, but like the E's are threes. I then got so good that I kept beating the computer program. It got so mad that it ended up like totally causing the collapse of our civilization. But don't worry, I uninstalled it from my computer months ago, so that's why it hasn't happened again. I want to thank my staff, but especially Winifred Keys. It would sound more professional if I called her by her full name Winifred, but her friends call her Winnie. She's definitely a friend of mine, and I hope she'll be a friend of yours. She's been my secret weapon for years. I couldn't do my job without her. She's the best. Remember to do your very best. Sincerely, Professor Ozpin, Headmaster of Beacon Academy. There you have it. Now everyone can stop worrying about any other attacks. This has been your first update from Ozpin, who, may I remind you, has never been missing. Thank you for your time, citizens of Vale. Bill.
Thank you, Miss Keys. I think now that we have the closure from the fall, maybe we can finally make strides to rebuild.
That's exactly what I mean, Professor Ozpin and I were hoping for. Talk to you soon, Bill.
Talk to you soon, Winnie.
Winifred. Don't assume we're friends just because I gave your studio the first report.
Point taken. Farewell, Miss Keys. Listeners, we've been presented with a lot of new information today. Information that has left us confused, a little hungry, but ultimately, at least for me, hopeful. It's hard not to go day to day and re-experience the tragedies brought upon our burg. The effects of the events now known as the Fall of Beacon have been as far-reaching in the world around us as much as it's affected our own psyches. We were presented with a sudden change that made our lives more difficult. The ability to contact our families on distant shores, gone. Trust from our world community, tested. A general sense of security, taken. We have been given a chance. Recently, I spoke of a new horizon, and this must be it. This, my friends, is an opportunity to return to the way things were. Ozpin has resurfaced. It's only a matter of time before the Grimm have vacated and Beacon and the CCT are restored. This is our moment to pick up our lives where they were laid waste. Seek out old friends. Locate family. Take a trip out beyond the walls. Reconnect. I'm not saying to forget the hardships of these past few months. However, I am imploring you to act in absence of them. We have achieved a new sense of normalcy. We may not know when we will be besieged again, with the disappearance of the old man, who is nowhere, and the reappearance of Ozpin. New targets have been placed on the city. But for a night, one seemingly quieter night than one we've experienced in a long time, spend it with those you care about. Celebrate your normalcy. Celebrate the stillness. Celebrate you. Celebrate. Good night, Vale. Good night.